So, just to explain, we've got a minute before the news. How come you get a kiss out of the Doctor? This is a huge thing when the Doctor kissed Rose, and you get it in episode 1.
Well, things aren't always what they seem, Simon, and I think that it's not... Oh, it's called a genetic transfer. There you go.
It's important from the plot point of view.
Yes, it is.
He's not doing it for any other reason other than the genetic transfer, which has to happen. You're going to have to watch the programme for more details. We'll do some more with Freema in just a moment. It's 7 o'clock, isn't it, on Saturday?
That's right.
And you're going to be running around shouting at people, making sure they're inside watching it. So we'll do some more with Freema. Your questions to the new Doctor Who assistant, Mayo at bbc.co.uk, 85058. Mark Kermode will be in as well in the next hour. This is 5 Lives, 4 minutes past 3. Freema Agyeman is here. She's Martha Jones, assistant to Doctor Who. Still a great thing. And Mark Kermode shuffles in noisily stage right as well. How you doing, Mark?
I'm fine.
Freema, new Doctor Who assistant.
I know exactly who she is. I've been looking at your picture, staring out from the front cover of the room. My children are just in total meltdown at the moment because it's it's all kicking off tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And so I have so before you go.
Yeah.
You have to give me your autograph for them because otherwise I won't be allowed back into the house. I mean, I'm thrilled. I have to tell you, this is like one of the biggest things happening in our house for ages. Is Doctor Who coming back? It's been such a big deal.
But also, and you being an astute observer of these things,
what are you leading up to? You've never called me an astute observer before. There's got a sting in the tail of this somewhere.
The interesting thing about Doctor Who now, and the main difference, is that he seems to be a very lonely character.
No, he was always lonely.
Yeah, but I think they've kind of upped that somewhat. The fact that he's referred to at some stage as a lonely god.
Yeah, which is clearly a reference to Taxi Driver, incidentally.
Yeah, obviously.
God's lonely man. You understand that?
I was just going to mention that.
Good. I think if you look back classically, if you go back as far as William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton, that element of the loneliness of genius, that when you are the last of this great line, I think that's always been there in Doctor Who, and I think you're on a very sticky wicket.
No, all I'm saying is, I think Russell T Davies has just upped that.
No, I think what he's done is he's got it back, because I think in the recent past, well, the not so recent past for those of us of my age, it fell away. I think in the wake of Tom Baker, we lost that, and it became more and more just something that was jovial and jolly and knockabout and Sylvester and all that sort of stuff. I think what Russell T Davies has done is absolutely taken it back to its roots, and I think that's brilliant.
But he is, post-Rose, he is sad, isn't he? I mean, that was a special relationship in the history of... It sounds as though I'm actually believing in this whole thing, but he is spectacularly sad after that.
Yeah, and rightfully, they did have a really great, deep relationship, so he's not going to get over that really quickly. But I also think that what Russell's also done is not made it so dark, in that he is completely broken-hearted, and he could have been moping for the whole rest of the series. Don't get me wrong, Rose is referred to throughout the series, and we see how she has impacted and affected his life, but it's not this great big tragedy of a broken man. I think that would kind of lose the sort of who the Doctor is. He's this upbeat character, and I think that wasn't to be lost as well.
How scary... have you done the whole series? The whole of the whole series? How scary does it get? I mean, by common consent, I think the most scary, I think so far since it came back, was the Christopher Eccleston episode where the kids have the gas mask. Yeah. Which I think...
scarier than the Ood?
Must have pushed what you can do at 7:30 on BBC One to the absolute maximum. Is there anything that gets close to that?
Yes, I think...
Because the hippos are great.
the hippos rhinos.
in leather are great, but they're not scary.
I would say that episode 10 that was written by... I've got a picture here of the hippos.
The leather-clad hippo, excellent.
That was written by Stephen Moffat, who wrote the Children of the Gas Mask as well. And I'd say that's a pretty creepy one. I remember sitting in my trailer reading that, and someone sort of banged on my door to say I was needed on set, and I absolutely yelped. So it's a dark, sort of scary one, but it's not like Horror Channel. It's still very family friendly.
Yeah. It's horror for all the family.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, people forget that the Doctor Who movies, were backed by Hammer. I mean, it absolutely was. My little boy said this thing when he was watching one of the new ones, and he got really, really scared. And I said to him, look, the thing you have to understand is, being scared is great. And when we were a kid, we all used to watch Doctor Who from behind the sofa. And he said, yes, but our sofa's up against the wall. So we've had to rearrange the furniture, and they've discovered hiding behind the sofa. And it's a great thing. It is a really good education for kids to hide behind the sofa.
And when you said, when we were a kid, you sounded a bit like Mrs. Thatcher saying, we are a grandmother.
Well, obviously she is my role model, and I aspire to that condition.
That was the royal we.
Yes, it was.
That you were using.
Yeah, well, since I've been handbagged by Helen Mirren, I feel that I have the right to use the royal we.
Does that's true. Does the fact that you're the first black assistant for the Doctor get referred to by the Doctor at any stage? Is it just that, I mean, you are basically just Doctor Who's assistant.
Sure.
It's incidental. It's probably that you're black. Is it ever referred to in the...
Yeah, it is a couple of times. Not harped on about, but it's not ignored either, because it's a big thing, really. But at the same time, it's not the focus of Martha Jones. So, it's not ignored, but it's touched upon.
You've got an annoying family.
Do you think they are? I think they're grand.
Oh, yeah, but they just squabble and fight all the time.
Yeah, but Martha takes it in good humour.
Yeah, but you want to get... No wonder you think, squabbling family or off in the TARDIS around space. Close choice.
Well, the thing is, I get the impression with Martha, I kind of know with Martha, that she likes her lifestyle, and she is very independent. She's got her own flat, and she's, nearly qualified as a doctor, and she's got this family that, they've got all these minor tragedies going on and dramas, but she takes it all in good humour. I just think that it kind of, the Doctor comes along at a point where she just might need a little bit of a break, but I think in general she seems to be quite content with her life.
Do you have any say over the kind of woman that she is and the kind of clothes that she wears and how she conducts herself?
Yeah, definitely. Martha Jones sort of came about as a group effort, really. Of course, Russell T Davies came to the forum with his ideas, but it's never like a detailed character breakdown and she's left-handed or whatever. It's never that detailed, because he allows me as the actor to come with my ideas as well. And obviously, if you're working with different directors, they have their sort of input as well. And Louise Page, the costume designer, when we go out shopping for Martha's clothes together, will ask my opinion, and I get to say whether I think something's right or not, or just generally uncomfortable if I didn't want to, couldn't wear it for 2 episodes. So everyone gets their input, and it just makes for such an amazing work environment, because I've never been able to develop a character like that before.
And how long are you going to have to develop it, do you think?
What, in my lifetime?
Yeah, no, I realised that now, in retrospect, when Christopher Eccleston came in to talk about being Doctor Who, he'd already told them that was it. He didn't want to do anymore, but obviously you can't announce that before it's actually started it, and there seems to be endless speculation about how long David Tennant will do it. So I know we're right at the very beginning, but presumably you were quite interested to know how long this relationship was going to be up there before he changes into someone else.
The thing is, it's not anything that questions that I needed answered at all. It's all so fledgling still. It's not even aired yet, and I do feel that even though Doctor Who's been in my life for over a year now, and I've done so much within the Who team, it hasn't even aired, so it's all so at the beginning, and I'm not really thinking beyond season 3 just at this time. But I'm not thinking beyond companion either, in general. I'd love to.
On the basis of show 1, I think people are just going to love it, and they'll love you, and it's quite clear that David Tennant is having a ball. That would be my guess, that he looks as though he's having the time of his life, as you would if you're Doctor Who in the most talked about television programme. Now, he said something in the last couple of weeks which was intriguing. I mentioned the kiss, which kind of isn't really, as you said, it's genetic transfer. He said, I get married. Well, not actually. It's quite difficult to answer that question truthfully.
And then he said, I don't not get married, or something like that.
So, what can you tell us about that? I mean, this would be
I can tell you exactly what David told you.
That
he doesn't not get married.
He doesn't not.
It's like you and me, Simon. We didn't not get married.
No, we're definitely not married. And I can also say, unlike Freema and David, who in episode 2 are in bed together in a kind of, in a sort of a Morecambe and Wise way.
Yeah.
Right? Is that true?
Yes.
Yes. But it's just completely innocent. It's 7:30 BBC One.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. And we haven't done that, and not at all. All right.
Wait till the vodcasting starts.
Yeah, definitely not. So is that you're just going to have to leave it like that? There's clearly a plot thing where maybe to save everyone's life you have to get married.
Who knows?
That kind of thing.
That sounds like a really good